Now, some of you may know that Don Quixote was a fictional character invented by the Spanish writer Cervantes, and he was a knight errant, wandering knight, and he went on multiple quests, many of them futile and hopeless. One of them, he spied some windmills on top of a hill and mistook them for giants, and he decided he would attack them, riding his horse with his shield and his lance. And this process of charging with a lance like that on horseback in English is called tilting. And so he was tilting at windmills. This is the name of another piece of mine, and we're going to look at a little excerpt from that. The idea comes partly from the choreography of it. So the point of looking at this little fragment is to work on a bit of choreography, staying loose, arms moving, that kind of thing, arms and shoulders. You can see me rolling them there. And then it's in two parts, so you can have half the group playing it and the other half playing the bass rhythm and then switching over. The main melody here, or the section of the main melody that we're going to work on, comes in two halves. The first half is quite choreographed. So we have both hands raised up here, and we have a right hand beat played like so, while the left hand comes down there. So we have don, back up to here, and then don, don, and then don, left, right, left. So it's don, 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 don. Now you've got that on video, so I'm going to trust you to repeat it as often as you like. Do it one more time so you know it's coming. We'll have so, re, arms going up. Don, 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 don. That's the first part. And when you're teaching that or exploring that with people, remember it's about shoulders staying loose, arms going around wide, not gripping the stick too tightly. If you grip the stick tightly, your arm will do this. So nice and loose with the stick and extending as fully as you can while not hitting the drum in front of you or yourself. One more time, we have so, re, don, 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 don. The next part is a grab punch, and you will grab with the fingers of your left hand stretching out in front of you. And when you do this, I kind of encourage people to imagine they're having to scratch something off a shelf in front of them. So the grab has a real lean to it, fingers extended, and then the left hand comes back to here, to the hip, and the right hand goes forward with a punch. So it's not martial arts, but it might look a little bit that way. And certainly it's a punch rather than a kind of flop. So you'll have grab, punch, grab, punch, grab, punch. And it's good to practice that to make sure people aren't doing this. You want a bit of weight going into it, shoulder moving around. The whole thing then will be arms up, don, 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 grab, punch. And I said the whole thing, I lied, because at the end we will have 4 kas. Ka, 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 played by twisting the wrist, not by moving the arm. Twisting the wrist keeps the movement and the stick quite sharp. As soon as you're moving your arm, it becomes a little bit floppy. Grab, punch, click, 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 click. Grab, punch, click, 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 click. So this time, really the whole thing. So, re, don, 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 don. Grab, punch, click, 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 click. That's the melody sequence. And the second part of this is the bass rhythm. It's our old friend, dongo, 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 dongo. And you can hear the other part playing along as we're doing that. Don, da, down, 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 da, down, grab, punch, click, click, click. And so you have to know when you're going to change from the dongo part to the melody part and how to get started at the beginning. Well, you finished with grab, punch, click, 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 and you're straight in. Dongo, 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 dongo. So you have to count, and it helps. I found with groups of people, if when you're playing the dongo part, Because it's for practice and for fun, it's not for a show, you can say don, doko, don, 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 grab, punch, click, click, click. But when you start, you've got to get your arms up. So after click, 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 we've got woo. And the more crazy they shout, the more relaxed people become, and the more those arms will sweep up nice and easily. So you're counting it through. Don, doka, don, 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 grab, punch, click, 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 woo. And then you're back for the start of the melody pattern. So the two sides can go side to side. One part plays the melody, one part plays the dongo part. They swap over, and you, as teacher, can go and take a tea break if you like, or a beer break, whatever floats your boat. And finally, here's a quick excerpt from the whole piece, Tilting at Windmills, played by Kagemusha Taiko at an event for a high school. And it's a mixture of players, some from Kagemusha Taiko group, some from Tano Taiko, all together under the company's education banner. So you can see what this looks like when played by a large group.